Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Dina. This is Impressive Warrior, and this is going to be the Daily Dharma. Again, it's dark in here because I woke up again today with no electricity, and it's a bit of a rough start for me here. I was restless last night, and for whatever reason, decided to get back up out of bed and get back online, which, on the surface seems to be not the most constructive use of my time when rest is restorative and healing and really helps us to cope with the things that are coming in for us, no matter the gravity of whatever situation we face on any day. But in retrospect, this morning, no matter how I am feeling a little rough around the edges, I'll tell you, the things that I was able to comment to people were meaningful. And no matter if those that I'm speaking to are too timid or fearful to engage, people are reaching out to me behind the scenes, sending me private messages, asking for more information. I've posted information about how these individuals can follow up and find their own information. I've supported individuals who are having some personal emotional crises in their lives as ancestral karma is being brought back to the surface, as ancestral information is being triggered. And there's a lot of people out here like, oh, these guys are just trauma dumping. No, you can keep calling the feminine essence within anyone the hysterical, emotional reactor. But what is the alternative? To just roll over and numbly and naively say, whatever you decide for my free will, go ahead. I mean, literally, this is Wednesday, November 13th. It's been 1 week since I woke up to the supposed results. And I do not know how many people, I would venture a guess to say the majority of people were going to just accept that. I don't know about you, but if somebody serves me a sandwich with something, I really want to say it, but I'm gonna save you the vulgarity, with something not good on it, and you can see what's on that sandwich. Are you going to take a bite of it, or are you going to say thanks but no thanks? How hungry are you to identify and be safe amongst your herd? Would you go against your intuition? That's where we're at. Yes, the 3 cards that are coming out. First, we have 12, change. Gaia, thank you, Mother Awa. 35, perception. Yeah, there's a shift in how the Earth warriors, not just planet Earth inhabitants, which would be earthly material realms, but Gaia is the emotional resonance. It is the sentient aspect of the earth, and it's our connection to the earth, as are women and the vulnerable center within all of us, men, women, children, and so on, animals, nature. And when there is an upset in the ethers, we will all feel it. And the world is truly shaking right now. And I'm hearing also something about be the type of woman or person, individual, that when evil looks upon you, that it's quivering in its boots. There's some kind of card that I kept getting yesterday that was talking about this. And to just let anybody know, I don't know why this is coming up, so I say it because somebody is questioning. When I do my readings, I do always question, and I try to be very vague so that my bias and interpretation doesn't come through. And I know that some of you may think that I'm more triggered than authentic, but when I am most in the flow of my intuition, you will see me become fiery because I have a grand fire trine in my chart, my astrological chart. And when I'm flowing, I flow with fire. And this can be triggering. It can seem reactive, but I promise you, it is very controlled burn. So let's see what else. Transition at the end of that row. Let's shuffle one more time. And also where I was going with that is in between readings that are broadcast, I also then go to great lengths and in great detail will lay out readings, and I will question my guides and say, am I accurate? What are you showing me? What is my lesson that I need to understand so that I can be on point, so that I can be in the flow, so that I can be authentic and just, because I take very seriously my role here as somebody who has a platform that allows me to reach infinite numbers, well, maybe not literal infinite, but you understand, infinite reach because of its timeless capacity. I take very seriously my role in speaking truth and not feeding the suspicions and mysteries, so to speak. So I've gotten many, many messages about the capacity to understand. And there's this card that keeps coming up from this medicine heart. It's called Taboo. And it's talking, and it came out with the second sight card twice. Second sight has a wolf, and then in its forehead, an owl depicted. It's like the land and the air, the above and the below, and the wise owl and the apex predator wolf. It's like walking with shadow and light, walking with our own inner humility and cooperative interdependence with the environment, and the instinctual awareness of earthly flux and flow. It's like when you're plugged in to Mother Gaia, you understand in an instant when there is a lie being told. My spirit team alerts me, and I think many people have already been alerted. That's interesting. So my card just flipped my, thankfully, not lit sage stick right off the desk here. Made a bit of a mess on the floor. Thank you. I'll burn some sage. Crown chakra is the one that knocked the sage out of the park. Something's going to blow the top off, some emerging information that's going to blow our minds and change our minds about some type of justice institution or so on. What comes below Gaia? Oh, yes. Thank you for the reminder. We're lighting this sage before. Oh, come on. Here we go. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope that you're staying blessed and prayed up, or doing your work, doing your self-care, keeping yourself connected to your own self-care and self-correcting, balancing, cleansing rituals and so on. My grandfather used to have a baseball hat that used to fascinate me, and I didn't know it was a swear, so plug your ears, folks, if you're easily offended. It said, "Don't let the bastards get you down." When you know you're right, and when you have faith that this is a self-correcting environment and universe, then anxiety, fear, Those things do not serve. Go ahead and let's take a deep breath all together. And release. Let any of your fears, worries, anxieties pass through the smoke, cleansed, cleared, uplifted. Give it over to God, Goddess. Now I'm burning my damn tapestry. What a day. What a weird MFing day. All right. Yes. I am not worried. But I'm not going to back down, and I'm not going to be quiet, because if I become quiet, those that are depending on my voice will believe that the loud, obnoxious liars are gaining the upper hand. And I will not go quietly. I'm still wearing my little sash. For any who have not seen it yet, it does say many things, and in big letters it says Trump cheated. And I come from a very small rural town where everybody knows your name, or at least they think they do. And still unable to wipe the stare of Medusa off my face when I'm looking at the individuals that are obvious supporters, and so on. So I feel, though, that it isn't just my ego. It is the great mother within me that is so offended. I'll not smile in the face of the oppressor. From an early age, when I dealt with adversity, conflict, and oppression, and abusive, toxic behavior, I always called it out. And I often was the one who got in trouble for it, time and again. Didn't matter the authority figure. I was the one that was made to be quiet. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say, I was often instructed. Nobody likes a whiner. Nobody likes a tattletale. Is that the truth? Nobody likes a cheater. And if nobody likes a cheater, maybe it's just those cheaters telling us to be quiet so that they can exist in their little safe environment, consciously unaware, saying nothing. Yeah, Gaia, throat chakra. I am the voice of the goddess. I am the voice of the god. And I don't say this believing that I am the big G god, goddess. I am that I am. And I understand how to cleanse and clarify my truth and my justice. And so do you. There's a miracle coming forward. Can you feel it? Understanding, coherence, number 13, with that death of the old coming under perception. There's understanding the way that faulty perceptions, misinformation, and gaslighting are steering things, and that they are being utilized in order to pull the wool over the public's eyes. And we're about to see the extent of corruption, and seeing and knowing this level of corruption is going to change everything that we know. It is going to change the foundations of things that we thought were unchallengeable. Again, with the miracle. What else? Under transition, we have conception. Exactly. There's a transition and a birthing of a new way forward. And it's going to be quite miraculous. And I want to get into these newer decks. All the decks are listed below for those that are interested in checking these out. This one is the Medicine Heart one. Another Alana Fairchild deck. This is my third one of hers. I absolutely love what she has to say. Okay. I'm going to give it a really good shuffle one more time. Some of the cards are still pretty sticky. All right, here we go. One more. There we go. So we have Saiba Yaks Chi. Some of these words are interesting and obscure, and I don't understand what they mean. But the picture, I'm seeing the knotted dreads, the blue jays, but in this depiction, I'm often struck by her fingers. And as some of you may know already, I'm a bit of a Marvel fan, and it reminds me of the depictions that they have with the witches in the Agatha and in the WandaVision series with the Scarlet Witch. And it's like, as this individual, it's as though the blackened fingers, I believe, are a symbol for the dark, the black witchcraft. Because for those that don't know, there's white witch, there's black witch, and there is gray witch. Not talking, of course, about race, heritage, or so on. It's about people that will use the dark energy and also invoke dark demons. The white being those that only work with the white light, and the gray witches can be somewhere in between. I'm sure there's more to it than that, being that I'm not Wiccan. I don't know the details. So this says, turn within to experience steadiness, becoming restful upon firm inner spiritual foundation. Right, that's what we've been talking about so far. From your soul's vantage point, the path before you now and how to best navigate it is clear. Your soul knows how to receive and act faithfully upon the guidance of spirit, even throughout the moments when your conscious mind doesn't understand what's happening or why. When change, upheaval, or confusion is upon you, know that this is the chaos that precedes creation. Exactly. We have miracle and conception here with a transition and change. Change and transition in the same reading. And then this one, literally, this card is on top of change and crown chakra, which is the mind. Changing the mind. Yeah, and so changing the mind is like confusion. It's like gaslighting. It's like misinformation and misperception here. It's smoke and mirrors and sleight of hand. Return to your spiritual roots to ground yourself, anchoring your mind to your heart. Allow your life to unfold according to a generous, universal wisdom that is aware of your potential and what is necessary to actualize it, and is actively supporting your divine fulfillment. So it's talking about Siba is the sacred tree of the Maya. Yaxchi means green tree or first tree. So speaking about the universal tree, I would assume that that's also possibly synonymous with the tree of life in that regard. Another word for that tree is the axis or axis mundi. Okay. Linking the north and south poles of the globe and stabilizing the energetic flow that circulates through our planet. During times of change, stress, or unexpected events, the energy of our world can feel destabilized. Exactly what we're talking about. Emotionally, psychologically, or even physically, the disruption can be rendered divine when we are able to respond to it from a soul level, utilizing the dismantling of comfort as a call to evolve into a new and more conscious way of life. This oracle is a call to steady yourself, to work on your internal spiritual state, to plant your roots deep your spiritual roots deep enough that you can feel spiritually supported, even during times of upheaval and transformation. From that inner steadiness, trust in the ultimate reordering of the emotional, psychological, and physical world that will take place, and bolster your courage to engage with what is happening. Exactly. Okay. So apparently we're just really digging into that message that we are stabilizing at this time, and that things are going to keep developing. Second sight. I was telling you about that, wasn't I? It's underneath the deck now. Gorgeous. And it comes out with nest at the north. Still taking in these cards. I see her lips as parting, as if she's just kind of gasped at something and been shocked or surprised. It's like when somebody says something and we're like, what? You know, it's like this, what in the hell, you know? And so, you know, nest at the north, I keep seeing these directional cards in this deck as individuals speaking out and being heard, being seen, understanding that they have the impact or the ability to impact. This is the power place of potential. And also this is happening with Gaia here and throat chakra. And we were just talking about how the North Pole and the South Pole are bridged at this time. And so coming over this, the nest at the north, seems to be something important here. So it's the home of what is yet to be and what can manifest according to our choices and divine timing. It's the realm of the future and the divination of that future. Predictions can be empowering if one sees them as indications of potential rather than fatalistic eradications of free will. Exactly. Do not feel that powerful disenfranchisement, because they, the big quoted they, want us to feel powerless. They want us to feel lower than. And as soon as we bend our heads, they can stand upon our necks. But when we stand up true and stare them in the eyes and call the bluff, they'll fall, they will crumble. In this realm, we gaze into the future to search for what our current choices will likely yield, and then we consider if we need to evolve in our approach to life. Cultivate the most inspired vision for your future. What inspires and energizes you at a soul level? Create a safe space within your soul to nest that vision and give it time to develop. Your future shall bring forth a spiritual gift that will open the door to your divine destiny. And with this second sight card, and especially at the 1111 portal, which happened just a few days ago here, and until I believe we'll be seeing more with the upcoming full moon in Taurus, but just now I'm hearing 1212 portal comes next. And at the 1212, we can start to see some type of progress. And I believe that during this important time, we're being told that the best way to stabilize and anchor the truth and the love that we want to see for our future is to believe in it, to trust in the process. And I'm not saying trust that it's not going to be so bad if Cheeto gets in charge. I don't believe that anybody's going to allow that to happen, because he's literally, quite obviously, even to the layman, a Russian foreign operative. And so if you believe that this country is going to lay down and let him sit in his little chair at the helm, you're flat out wrong. And so don't waste another moment concerned for it. Take that concern, pass it through the flame, pass it through the smoke, let God, Goddess handle it, and you handle your own business and do what feels empowering and correct in yourself, and also use that energy to say and to invoke the power of your choice and your vibrational belief and your literal voice with throat chakra here and Gaia, to be an advocate for change, for positive direction, and belief in humanity and in your neighbors, which is a difficult one for some of us at this time. Some of us are surrounded by the so-called enemy. Even those on the other side that voted for this guy think that the others are the enemies. And this is where we are on purpose, divinely on purpose, placed in potential chaos to push us to make the declarations necessary. We have matter, materia, medica. This is a very healthy manifestation that we are able to bring forward with this understanding of our perceptions preceding the manifestation. We're talking beyond just the simplistic form of the law of attraction. We are talking about being the actual I am presence that understands that we do in fact create our reality. And this goes beyond just the playing around with this concept and moves straight into our core activation because we need to. We need to. Ma'at. Thank you, Ma'at. Look at her. Beautiful. She appears to me to have been crying in this deck, but she's got her war paint on. And do you see that feather? For those that don't know, Ma'at is the one in Egyptian lore that weighs the heart at the time of death, the judgment day type of depiction here. At the time of our death, she is said to take the scales, the divine scales, and place the human heart on the one side and a feather on the other. And if your heart is lighter than a feather, then you are said to pass through. But otherwise, there's more to the story. You'll have to look that up on your own. I'm seeing Isha Hakama. Look at her, Lady Justice there with her blind justice, and also the teeter-totter scales on her horns. Do you see how there's an egg in either side? That's a powerful depiction to come out right following Ma'at. And here we have Ta, I believe is how you say that. And this one has some cogs in the wheel behind the crown and the little hummingbird whispering in the ear, perhaps. This is tuning into the divine intuition. Her third eye also has some seismic waves, concentric circles there. Can you see that? Yes, there's Lady Liberty coming in here. And I believe that with the hummingbird, which is an unexpected delight in this deck, for those that don't know, I absolutely love it. So this Isha card 26 is really talking about our ability to understand the truth and to not be deceived by appearances. Even if outer appearances seem dire, there is a perennial and radiant inner spiritual reality unfolding, steadily guiding the soul towards beauty and truth. What might be regarded as an obstacle today can tomorrow become that which is gratefully recognized as protection, ensuring you remain true to your path and purpose. Your heart holds the courageous wisdom of patience. Patience supports the development and manifestation of your authentic higher calling. It's an activation at this time. It's an ascension symptom. Patience is not waiting for something to happen. It's the recognition that much of the essential inner work takes place beneath conscious awareness and is even now intelligently accomplishing notable progress. You are ripening into your whole self. You are on a worthy and good and spiritually necessary journey. Though you may not yet see it or know it, your time for fruition is divinely decreed. And we keep getting many of these reinforcing messages. So 17 Ta, divine timing is always relevant, and sometimes it's the greatest contributing factor in the manifestation of our life purpose. The workings of divine timing are particularly significant for you now. There's a stirring in the cosmic energies around you, and a divine dispensation is destined to occur. Trust that you'll sense when to move with those currents and give yourself permission to rally and rise, dancing with the direction of your life path. Seek the treasure most precious to your heart, no matter how impossible it may seem to obtain. Persevere, be motivated by divine beauty. You may not see the signs yet, but you are making excellent progress. So it looks like we're going to be out of time here. So I'm going to just separate this deck and pull us a Whispers of the Ocean Oracle. How about 2? We have love where you are, presence, the now concept, and being thankful and grateful for what you do have instead of itemizing everything that's going wrong. Put your attention in a powerful direction. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. Yes, so that's a repeat message as well, is not only being present, but not staying in the cognitive dissonance of the mind being at war with what the heart and the instincts know to be true. And 33, let your personality shine. You have something no one else has that makes you who you are. Stop comparing yourself to others and allow your uniqueness to shine through. Another repeat message. We are becoming the miracle. And in order to activate us, to clear us, and to rile us up in the correct action for this next leg of the ascension journey, it was essential somehow to force us into the corner so that we would fight, so that we would see, so that we would not be complacent. And others are already getting bored of the fight. And so it's even more powerful for those of us that see and manifest with that energy to be present, to anchor the vibration of love and truth and justice, and to hold our flame steady, deeply rooted in the earth, creating that bridge between realms, earth to the heavens. Why am I hearing something like earth to Dina? My mother used to say that. It's like as though we're out in outer space. So yeah, stay anchored, stay in your body, especially at the time of the Taurus full moon coming up on the 15th of November. It's important for us to be very present and in our bodies. So take good care of yourselves. I'm going to do one more reading if I have time and battery for that. So check back for more. Thanks, guys. Take care.